recording time!
Here we are, the podcast heroes, discuss Toku like never before. Legion, go Legion of Boo, go Legion of Boo, go Legion of Boo, go, 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 fly, go Legion of Boo, go Legion of Boo, go Legion of Boo, Legion of Boo!
Welcome to the Legion of Boom podcast. I am your boy Ginga Earp, and these are my homies.
It's your boy Carl No Winslow, a.k.a. Adultus Gambino, in year 15.
Hey.
Bro.
Yo, it's your boy Zio Blue. Let's get it.
And I am Sentai 5. What's up, everybody?
It's Sunglass Free.
Oh, I'm stretching. It's Burden Rush.
All right. Nice.
All right, cool. All right, y'all. So we got two big topics today. We got, somebody just get shot. This podcast was recorded in the ghetto. We got
Podcast recorded on I-75 in Atlanta.
it's recorded where?
I-75 in Atlanta.
All right, y'all. So today, we got the Power Ranger annual, and then later we're gonna talk about the MCU.
Because Avengers Infinity War is coming out
Oh yes, sir.
tomorrow.
Oh yes, sir.
Mañana.
Yes, it is.
I'm
John.
spoiling that bitch on Friday.
Hey,
I'm spoiling it while I watch
will
it.
hunt you down.
it's gonna be crazy.
Assassinate you if
Yo,
you decide to do that.
I'm going to live tweet it.
It's gonna be crazy when I have to mute all my friends on Twitter. Because-
I'm not talking about for weeks. Did you
See,
mind?
I had to get I had to get tickets for the release on Thursday night, which normally I don't do showings that late in the evening because I never enjoy them because I'm so tired. But I am driving 5 hours the next day, and I am not going to want to worry about spoilers when I'm going to be away visiting people all weekend. So
You're a real one.
I know,
this
right?
like I would rather go and see the movie and then have to drive clear over to the other side of the mountains on 3 hours of sleep than to have to worry about spoilers.
Oh, in the mountains.
Yeah. I'm going over the river and through the woods.
Yeah,
Wow.
through the mountains.
I
Yo.
swear you took it right, the words right out of my mouth.
Yo, so this episode we'll talk about the annual, right? Y'all read it?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
No.
Hell no, I ain't read that bullshit.
Yeah, man, get your life
I don't read
together.
that fan fiction. Shit's mid-trash.
Right.
Yeah, Power Ranger comics
It's
are
not
fan
real.
fiction, bro.
I could have
It's
wrote that
totally
shit.
not
man.
connected to the show at all.
Like, it's fucking hyper time. Roll with it.
I burned my coffee.
As you get. All right, here we go. So it starts with Zeo,
Yes, it does.
right? And what's going on? Okay, it starts with Zeo. They fighting Cogs. And it's supposed to be like post Zeo. So they fighting Cogs still. They talking about, yo, what we gonna do for Jason, man? We gotta do something special for Jason. Because that's our boy. Rocky's like, yo, I got it. I'm gonna get this man an old power morpher, but I'm gonna have Billy refix it up on the outside
For decoration.
for decoration. So he can't use it. You know what I mean? That's not a good idea. But Jason's like,
Can he?
Jason's like, hey, bro, I'm good. I don't need the morph. I'm straight.
So low-key, this fixes Forever Red, right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it fixes Forever Red, and it's a much better ending for Zeo than what what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that
Pause.
I have never seen Zeo. I don't have memories of watching any of the Power Rangers shows that came out until like in space. But reading that, even it's like
Big
6
fan.
pages. It's like 6 pages, and yet somehow I really, really enjoyed seeing the team and a lot of the emotional beats with Jason and Tommy talking together, watching the sunset was like, oh, that's really cool.
Oh.
And,
Yep.
and then the twist happens. I was like,
I know.
why?
That's somebody's fanfic. It's like, yeah, Jason
That
and Tommy
was-
are staring at the sunset together.
Listen,
Mm.
I do not ship Jason and Tommy. That's a brotherly bond
neither.
right there. You have to understand
I
that's
do.
a brotherly bond.
I do.
Shut up.
I
You
do.
you cannot you cannot ship Jason and Tommy because they always look like they're 2 seconds away from slapping each other. Like whenever they're all sitting
you say
together.
that you say that like it's a deterrent to some people.
Exactly. Those are the best
In real
lovers.
life.
Do you hear what you're saying? Those are the best lovers. What?
Like Jason will be smiling. Jason will be smiling and patting Tommy on his back like, "Hey, it's okay, bro."
Can we
Getting it
finish
together.
talking about the text of the comic before we start talking about the subtext?
Please.
All I'm saying is Jason gonna punch Tommy in his chest. Anyway,
But anyways,
so Tommy goes to get the present, right? And Tommy comes back with the present, or at least we think it's Tommy. But this nigga Leg10n is like, "Yo, I got my Tommy disguise on today, cuz he in the back of the command center, mean mugging while everybody having a good time."
yeah.
And then he somehow, this part was funny to me. He somehow just picks up a Zeonizer and teleports off with it.
Out of nowhere.
Whoa.
Literally, just Adam just like put it down on the counter, and that's it.
No. Okay. Come on.
It's like, come on, Adam.
Wait,
Yo, dude.
Kyle Higgins, we need some explanation right there.
It's like when you go ahead, Rob.
No, it's like, dude, of all things you could have had, you had to leave it on the desk. Are you for real?
I know.
Come
They
on
thought
now.
they were safe, but truly they weren't.
Well, I
Because
mean,
there's
like
no
this
tracking.
at this point,
Yeah,
like
no. At this
all
point.
the other continuities are completely removed from each other. So it's like they had no way of knowing.
I know.
But they
Still.
never take their Zeonizers off.
Yeah,
they
they
always
never.
make them magically appear.
It's always the flick of the wrist. It always comes.
Look at that wrist. Yeah, so he teleports back to his hideout. He got Tommy next to the real Tommy next to the water heater. And he's like, "Yo," and he's like, Tommy like, "Yo, you better not hurt Adam, cuz." He's like, "No, I didn't hurt Adam, but I will hurt
I
you."
heard
He's
you-
like,
yeah.
"Yeah,
He kills him.
yeah."
Wait, so I don't think, because the way that you're describing, I don't know if you mentioned this, but then I think it's implied that conversation that I mentioned that happens on the rooftop is between Leg10n.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Leg10n.
yes, it is.
It's Leg10n and
It
Jason.
is.
And then like literally, I saw that scene. I was like, oh, that's really. And then literally 2 pages later, we figure out who it actually is, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
See, this is what I was trying to say. I told you, Jason and Tommy don't actually like each other, but you didn't
Well,
believe
no,
me.
that's the whole reason why he spares the rest of the team is after talking with Jason, he's like, man, they really respect you, and I appreciate that. So he just kills that version of Jason and then leaves.
Yep.
Tommy. First of Tommy.
Yo, can we just talk about that? Literally, in that whole little mini series, Kyle Higgins did what the show refused to do for so long. It gave us a nice little ending to Zio.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Man, fuck Zio.
Oh,
Get out of here, Tay.
bro.
Zio ended in the best way possible, and that
I
was
washed
in the
my
Turbo
hands of
movie.
this.
You said I washed my hands.
I have to mention something. I liked how
Right.
when Jason and Tommy were talking on top of the command center / power chamber, whatever you want to refer it to, they mentioned the whole Black Dragon stuff. So I like how that's like that part of that version of Zio is the future of the Boomverse technically, but it's
That's
really
what I wanted to talk
what's up?
No, that's what I wanted to talk to you about on the timeline earlier.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No,
it
finish up.
But yeah,
For some reason,
what's up?
yo, for some reason, I thought when he was talking about that Black Dragon that Tommy was gonna turn around like, what? I don't remember that. Or something like
That would've been funny.
Like Dragon was on the wrong timeline or some shit.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
that
yeah, I
would
don't
be
remember
crazy.
that part.
Yeah, but it's nice that they mentioned that and they like reminisced on that a little bit
Yeah.
because of how like
Throwback.
talk about Tommy's growth and whatnot. But
They gave a good insight on his growth though, like, oh, you've been to such dark places and
Yeah,
come back strong.
exactly. They hinted at they hinted.
Higgins knows exactly what he's fucking doing when he's writing that.
Yeah, because he knew he was gonna slice Tommy's neck meat off in the next page.
The whole thing with Jason's morpher, that could possibly explain Forever Red, I'm thinking. Unless like at that point in time at least if Jason tries to morph, it's probably gonna be like how Adam was in Always a Chance until he finds a way to like stabilize it for Forever Red.
And this also kind of explains, since it's post Zio, it also
Yeah.
explains why Adam does not use his Zeo morpher in space.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's actually
Wait, because
Oh,
the
wow.
Xenomorpher is gone then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Draken
Oh,
stole
shit.
Adam's morpher specifically.
Yeah.
you
So
know
yeah,
that. You
Wait,
know that.
so
Like,
I got a question.
mm,
yeah.
So wait, so does everybody think that Draken killed Zeo Tommy too?
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
He killed
he's
him.
fucking dead.
Yeah.
He
Sliced his neck right off.
slashed his
No.
chest.
Gang.
He's gone.
You know what I like about
Which-
Oh, we gonna say Tay?
Nothing.
Nah.
Good.
Okay, yeah. You know what I like about like that whole Zeo thing? It kind of just all it is just like the same progression as just the show that we know. The only minor thing is that Tommy has a different like intro. The whole Black Dragon thing. But what
Yeah,
all this does is like it confirms that the PRU still continues in the show as we know.
Mhm.
All it is
At
just like a
least.
minor thing. So we know at some point Jason, Zach, and Trini are going to leave.
yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get the ninja.
And
they get destroyed.
that's what people kept wondering about before the whole Shattered Grid stuff started.
Mhm.
They were wondering, like, oh, since this is the comics, maybe Jason, Trini, and Zach might never leave. But this doesn't seem like the case because this seems,
Mm-mm.
at least as we know it, because this could change in the end depending how Shattered Grid goes. This version of Zeo is the future of the Mighty Morphin comics.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I like about these comics because like if you notice, like in the previous issue, they obviously he broke up the timeline to
Yeah.
isolate all the teams.
Mhm.
So like the fact that they're like keeping even though everything is broken up, the fact that everything is still being cohesive,
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
dope.
it's like no one really knows that they're in a separate dimension.
Right.
Yeah, nobody.
You know
Nobody.
what
That's
I'm
why
saying?
they're still referring to things
Because
that happened.
they're all because the timeline's split basically. So now every single thing takes
Yeah.
place in their own timeline. So whatever happens going forward is only from that universe.
Exactly. And see, that's what's interesting because, like me, what I was thinking with the whole Tommy situation, Draken, he didn't seem surprised that there was another Tommy, but he did seem kind of like distraught about it.
Yeah.
He seemed kind of
Mhm.
upset.
Yeah, he didn't
because
know what happened either.
Exactly. Because in his universe, it's only him becoming the evil Green Ranger.
Mhm.
There's never nothing past that. So it's like he doesn't even know that in reality Tommy actually goes on to become the first Turbo Red Ranger and the Dino Thunder Black
Right.
Ranger.
Mhm.
Right.
So
So
I think that eventually, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. Finish with your thought.
No, I think that going forward, when we get I think that that's gonna really start fucking with Draken.
Oh, absolutely.
When he start going to these other teams,
Especially
and
when he
shit
sees
like
Dino
that,
Thunder
he's like-
Tommy.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
what me and you
fucking-
were talking about early.
Yeah.
I heard something interesting earlier today with somebody talking about the last episode of the actual series where they where we were speculating about what's going to happen as Tommy's absorbing all these or Dracon's absorbing all these powers.
Mhm.
And as somebody on Twitter, I forget who it was, mentions that they think the Morphin Grid's going to start fighting back.
Oh.
And
That's
I
a
think
possibility.
that's a really interesting way of putting it, and I think that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That'd be
mean,
pretty cool.
in a way.
That'd be a nice effect that it has
Yeah.
on Draken from all the stuff he's doing.
Well, I mean, he's angling for god powers. They've got to start backfiring at some point. So,
Like you in any show, like and powers included, like you've never been able to like just mess with time and like have no
Yeah.
repercussions from it. So
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's move on. 'Cause that's the end of the Zeo one.
yeah.
It just shows a nice little picture of the team, and it goes to SPD.
SPD,
And,
baby.
Yay!
the B
I've
squad
actually
is-
seen. I've actually seen SPD and Deca Ranger, so this is really nice.
The SPD,
Good.
the SPD, B squad is beating up the C squad, which I didn't even know existed. And then
They were mentioned a
Positive
few
comments.
times in the show.
Yeah, they mentioned a few different times.
I think
they mentioned, but they ever show them?
I think in the episode where they get the Delta base to Megazord mode, that two-parter.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, Wired, but I think there were different people, different characters at least.
Yeah.
Or was that the D Squad? I forget now. I haven't seen that episode in forever.
Yeah. So the B Squad, C Squad are training together. All of a sudden, Draken runs up in there, and what I love is that straight right off the bat, no explanation. Rose chewing really loud. No explanation. Theo Green Sentries right up is all in the in the base.
And I like Bridge. I liked how Bridge was like. I guess he's the one who kind of like recognized them, but nobody else really did.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, they look like, it's impossible or whatever.
Yeah,
and they just start fighting.
Yeah, and the SPD Rangers call them imposters. They're like, those aren't the real Rangers.
Yeah, he called them anti. They called them anti-Rangers, and Draken said he's going to take that name.
Yeah.
SPD emergency.
That's good. I'm gonna keep that, even if you guys are gonna all die.
SPD emergency. They all morph. They all fight
that
the Sentries.
Was awesome.
That morph was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Intense fights. You got Draken fighting Doggy. The rest of the team fighting the Sentries. And then
they put up a pretty good fight too until he pulls out the trump card he's got.
Yeah, he got the anti-Ranger blaster. He shoot their suits off.
But they got
civilian powers.
And Rick 3.0.
Rick 3.0 is the sickest. It's a Zord dog.
That's what I've always hoped.
It's a fucking Zoid.
It is a Zoid. I always like wanted this to happen in SPD for them to have like a dog
Rick
or
Zord.
some kind of canine Zord. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Always.
More and more fighting. The C Squad proves their this is all action. The C Squad proves their usefulness by opening the door to let Rick 3.0 out.
Mm-hmm.
They run Draken off, you know what I'm saying? And Doggy Kruger's like, yeah, nigga, run tell that. You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with SPD.
And he ain't get no more.
That was way more upbeat of an ending than I expected in this.
That's what I said in my that's what I said in my reaction thread too. It's like it's more of a positive ending, but there's going to be a lot more to it probably in the next
with as much firepower as Dracon has and what he can potentially level against him, he's going to be back. But it's nice to see that like they had enough going in their favor that they were able to, catch him by surprise and fight him back.
I noticed like in the Zeo story, it's more of like reminiscing / nostalgia, and then SPD story is more like uniting teamwork kind of. I noticed like some certain themes in stories.
Because basically, since that season is connected to Mighty Morphin, that makes sense. But like in SPD, since it does take place in the future, I do like that. Draken. What I like is that they're showing that Draken isn't the perfect villain.
Oh no.
Because he's obviously he's showing a side of Tommy of how a lot of people who don't like Tommy view him.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just, he can't be beat. He can't be beat. He's better than everybody.
Yep.
And so Draken, he has that cocky attitude because he even said himself like, I underestimated you guys.
It's Tommy haters' views on him. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
I was afraid it was going to be a bunch of comics of him just going through and kicking all the team's ass and killing like 3-4 Rangers every time. But
I mean, he is doing that, but at the same time, there's more of resistance towards him now.
It's more pushback. Yeah.
SPD ain't getting washed.
No, absolutely not. I'm glad they didn't because I feel like they have like the more advanced technology against him anyway. I feel like
and they've got a larger team to begin with because they've got multiple squads.
Exactly.
Rangers. So even if they couldn't transform, they've got like a whole base and they've got a whole bunch of mechs and stuff and weaponry. Like they were prepared for a large scale assault in ways that the other teams were not.
Because they're trained to be like that too. So.
Exactly. That's how the organization works.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, from the way like Draken has been like time hopping, like I would figure I went into it thinking he already knows exactly, what these teams are, what they're gonna do. So he goes in and he just washes them, takes their morphs. That's what my understanding was.
Exactly.
To this. Because dude, he literally chose a specific time in Zeo. He chose a specific time in SPD, a specific time in RPM. So there's no way this dude wasn't watching them before that. So
right.
that's what I'm saying.
You got the trailer. that trailer. It's like he was looking at the other team, but it's like it obviously shows that that like I said, this shows that Draken is flawed because he was still distraught about seeing another version of him. So he's obviously watching, but he's not paying enough attention.
I almost feel like after these incidents that we're seeing in this annual, he's going to be even more ruthless because he knows that he is capable of not achieving his objective if he doesn't come out full bore every single time.
Right.
So I think I am half expecting him to go full scorched earth campaign after this point.
He's like a casual Power Ranger fan who doesn't watch all the seasons. He's like, yeah, Tommy can beat anybody.
They want Power.
No, he can't.
He's the version that people want Power Rangers to be grimdark for no reason about.
It's all of that. Like, Tay blew my mind when he said that. I was like, you know what? It is kind of like that. Like, everybody's like, oh, Tommy can beat any Ranger team. No, that nigga can't. No, he can't.
Dirty casual.
I told y'all, man, he's not gonna run up on Ninja Storm.
Honestly, I can see the Ninja Storm Rangers like tying him down with like all their elements easally.
Especially if it's post Ninja Storm, but they got all the students back.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
Honestly, I think Tommy's strength is. I think that it's really cool that they opened up with the Zeo story because the way that Jason describes Tommy's main strength, I think sort of sets the tone for everything else. The reason why he was such a highly respected member of the team is because he's been through so much shit and still keeps being a hero every single time. And we obviously see the opposite of that, but we also see sort of that same spirit lived out through with the other teams and the challenges that they faced and how they come out stronger for it, and then how they go up against Leg10n and all of his invading armies and stuff and how they address with that.
Right, because whether he's Tommy or Draken, the one thing that is consistent is he is driven.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think it was Pri or somebody who mentioned it. How I forgot what I was going to say, but long story short is what I like about Draken and Tommy is it's like over time Tommy has gotten these powers. He's gotten his Zeo powers, their turbo powers, the diamond powers, and Draken he's just racking them up one by one. So eventually it's all gonna come crashing down because again, this is not the way it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be fused with 3 or 4 different Rangers at once.
Right, exactly.
And remember, even Ninja said that Ninja even said like, "Hey, I wouldn't do no shit like this. Like, what you talking about?"
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this is a hack job. What you do to these things?
Yo, did his suit change after he got Adam Zeonizer, or did he just make a sentry?
I don't think he's used it yet.
He didn't fuse it yet.
Because the Zeo crystal is, hey man.
Yeah,
the Zeo crystal ain't nothing to play with.
I know. That's what's gonna be crazy because he'll probably be like almost virtually indestructible once he fuses the Zeo crystal. Because that thing will just adapt and keep growing.
Well, you know what? That's an interesting point. If you notice, he hasn't used any like. Granted, the Mighty Morphin powers they were created by Ninja and stuff. But he's not using any powers yet by like a source like a mythological.
Right, he's using technology at this point.
Vaporizers and power morphers.
Exactly. So like when he gets the Zeonizers or the Dino Gems or the Inner Gems, like that's where shit's gonna get interesting.
All right, so
that's what I've been wanting since the beginning.
To kill him, right?
What you said?
Technically, the Zeo crystal should kill him
because you know what? You're right.
Destroy anyone who's evil, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he didn't do it. Because he's like, I'll just give this to some dude, not me.
But I don't.
Maybe. We know he's gonna make the centuries out of it.
I think he's gonna have to use Ninja somehow to get around that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to RPM.
All right.
A motorcycle runs up on Corinth Dome, skids through the gates, and Commander Truman like, "Who the heck is you?" And he's like, "I gotta speak to Dr. K." And knowing the suspicions of this dude
with all these veins popping
out of his face. I'm like, he's the most evil looking man in the world.
He doesn't look clearly they didn't recognize who he was because of the awful art for this section.
Yeah, the RPM comics art is pretty bad.
Tommy looks like a
John
crackhead.
pointed out to Z. Yeah, John said Ziggy looked like a crackhead. He did.
Oh, Ziggy does too. Yeah.
There's one. There's
their
one
name
panel
like
in
Ziggy.
there where he goes and confronts Dr. K, and they have like this whole big discussion about like how she's responsible for all this and all the guilt she must feel, and like one way to atone for it. And Tommy, it says, "I want you to join me," and the shot of his
I see
face
it. I have it.
saying that is. I literally died. Not literally died, but I was dying laughing.
His head was so skinny in the shot.
He's got such a. They gave him a Jay Leno chin.
His head is a different shape in every panel.
You know what it is? It's the artist has no idea how to draw faces at anything other than a 3/4 stance. So when she tries to draw like that slight, or not, why am I saying she? When the artist, he or she, whatever, tries to draw it at like a slight angle backwards, they have no clue how to handle the perspective, and it just looks really awful.
They gave Scott an extra dosage of melanin because he's extra black.
Yeah, he black as hell.
And I'm like, Scott is not that dark, dog.
Yeah.
Dude,
where's his
everybody
French
just
tips?
Yeah, and he ain't got his French tip. Yo, so
stressed. Oh.
yeah, everybody look. Everybody look. The RPM Rangers look like they drank too much coffee in this.
I know.
Like they all got wrinkled bags under their eyes. It's like, what's wrong with y'all?
I ain't gonna lie, it was my least favorite.
I think it was the strongest writing wise, but
writing
definitely,
writing
it. Especially that conversation with Dr. K and Draken. That was some like really good stuff.
Yeah,
go ahead, guys.
Because I haven't seen RPM.
I haven't either. I still think it's the strongest one.
I don't know. I didn't like. I know about the whole alphabet soup and stuff like that, but I didn't like. I guess I didn't like how it played out with it starting off with Dr. K's birthday, and then it escalates this fast, and then okay, it goes right back to her birthday like nothing just happened.
I thought it was a really nice way of bookending it. But I think it was really interesting just because we get to see a side of Dracon that we hadn't seen in the other ones, because we get to see a little bit of that emotional vulnerability where it's like he really wants the same respect that Tommy commanded with the Zeo Rangers, and that's why he wanted to kill Tommy in the first season. And we get to see him in the other different versions, like with SPD, it's just a straight up brawl. And then here we actually get to see him showing admiration for the kind of society that they've built in Corinth, but for the completely wrong reason.
Exactly. And
fascinating.
I love
this robotic Draken?
Yeah. They said he was a Avengers bot in this one.
Yeah.
That's what Dr. K said.
He was a bot. Yeah.
He was an attack
bot.
bot.
Because Scott ask her like, you know he was bored before you shot him or whatever.
You see the pile of scrap, I think, in one of the panels.
So like, I kind of wonder, is Draken himself even traveling to all of these dimensions? Like,
probably not.
Well, the robot Draken said that Draken has linked up with Vengex.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's true.
he probably sent a robot clone in case this happened, like in case they decided to murk him.
Yeah. Smart. But I like that whole conversation with Dr. K because it was like this like creepy comparison for all the wrong reasons at the same time. And what was it? Towards the end when she busts out that big gun. Yeah. It reminded me of when she did the same thing to Tanaya 7 and what was it, Ranger Yellow, I think. I think it was Ranger Yellow, yeah.
She brought out the violin or whatever.
Yeah, well, she busts out like some big gun too before that. But yeah, when she busts out the violin to take care of her. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah, also, do yourself a favor and watch RPM, by the way.
Yeah, please. Please watch RPM.
It's top 5.
Yeah, that was the one thing I figured out after I posted on Twitter that I'd never seen RPM before, is I literally got 10 people responding to me, watch RPM, it's such an amazing scene and you should really watch it. So I guess now I have to watch RPM.
I really wouldn't have minded if RPM ended the PR franchise as we knew it. Because it was pretty good.
Yo, shout out to the RPM Rangers for washing Draken's army.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I was expecting a little bit more action, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
It could have used a little bit more action from like all
the RPM. the RPM Rangers were talking about how easy it was. They were like, "Yo, these guys are really weak." I was like, "Yo,
like Dragon Your Army pussy, bro." Like,
yeah,
yeah. Didn't he say like they were weaker than whoever the fuck
grinders?
grinders.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Like I thought these would be grinders, but they say something along those lines. Because this is a setting where like they have to like keep upgrading their tech and stuff.
Yeah,
because the villain keeps upgrading.
You know they're weak when Ziggy saying it's easy. Like when Ziggy's like, "Yo,"
and Ziggy always hit like the enemies by like luck and stuff too. It's great.
But the thing is, though, there was less action just because of the writing, and like I think this was an important like series for Draken. And again, like I think this whole annual, just in general, it's a nice way to delve into that character. So yeah, there wasn't too much action, but like we get to see a little bit more of his character. So it's not just again he's going around fucking shit up. So
I guess
it's a nice out. Yeah.
I guess I was expecting more action out of this one because like it's RPM and like the stakes are always really high for the season. So that's why.
Yo, shout outs to Draken's gun that can just demorph people. Like that is
I know.
Real.
That's so
I have
smart.
no idea where he got that tech from, but that's basically the main reason why he's able to wash everybody.
He got it from Billy, didn't he?
Oh, okay. But that's pretty much like the main trump card why he's able to roll over all these other different dimensions is because he can just no-sell transformations instantly.
But the funny part is he has this whole demorph gun, but he was only able to like demorph 2 Rangers in the whole annual.
Because he has to actually shoot each person, which they're not. The Power Rangers aren't going to let him do that.
Didn't they demorph the SPD team?
Yeah, that was the big plot point for SPD is that they had to do all that stuff without access to their.
And they still lost. And the Dragon's team still lost.
Technically speaking, it's an EMP, not a gun.
Still, it's a morph EMP thing.
Yeah. All right, so space, limitless possibilities.
Oh man,
I'm gonna just step back and let you guys just gush it out. How awesome!
Oh yes, talk about in space. Right?
This is the best one.
TJ way out of character.
TJ is.
Let's start off with that because TJ
was big mad the whole time.
TJ acting different.
Yeah,
different.
I just have to accept the fact that this is the TV show TJ, and this is like just a separate universe TJ. That's it.
The only thing that TJ from the show and from the comics had in common was he was pretty quick on his feet when he can attack.
He is.
Right.
That was the only thing. But you know
personality.
Exactly. But you know what I really felt about it?
What?
Why I thought they changed his personality was because Andros is a good Red Ranger, and people do like Andros, but people always like TJ more. TJ, and I think the writers know that, and I think a lot of people even looked at TJ as the leader, and I think that's why
it's written like this.
Yo, the writers listen to the In Space Circle Jerk.
Yeah, for real.
They wrote this for Clay. They were like, yo.
But most important, I think my favorite part about this whole comic was seeing Draken. I was really, because as the comic kept on going, I really thought that Draken and Tommy was about to stand up. Draken and TJ were going to fight each other, which would have been kind of like a prolific moment.
Predecessor versus successor, man.
Yeah, it was going to be one of those moments that you can't really get. And you just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. It's
like a surreal moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Draken was taunting TJ about, he's like, I know you used to be the Red Ranger.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he knew.
What pissed me off is when...
Shit.
Huh?
So TJ's too smart for that shit, though.
That's why we say he's out of character. Cause
I know. He was really way out of character. His personality was so off because he's usually just like chill and calm, collective normally.
Doug, he was mad before Draken even showed up. Like he lost the car game. He was like, I'm sick of this. I'm tired of putting on this space. She's like, yo, what are you so mad about, TJ? Calm down.
And like I understand that. Like I understand he's like it's part of it's almost like demoted to blue, but still, it's really bad.
What pissed me off is when Andros was like, yo, go clean the toilets or whatever he said, and TJ was like, all right, and I was like, dog, what is going on in here?
I thought you would have been pissed off when Andrew said, "Yo, he's not Red Ranger no more. I am."
Yeah, he's not the Red Ranger.
That's what I was getting
to
say. That's what I was getting to say.
That got me.
Yo,
I was like, nigga,
dog,
you're
who
barely
you
the
thought
Red
of?
Ranger.
They was mad. Bro, I had to put my iPad down. I had to walk some circles real quick. I was like, yo, I know this nigga did not just say he's not the Red Ranger. I know that's not what he just said.
How about
Yo.
how about Draken brutally murdering Alpha 6? That was
Yeah, oh,
really
smashed
that was
his face.
dude,
That's
that was
terrible.
like that was excessive.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that was crazy.
He crushed his dome piece. That was
Yo,
wild.
seriously. And then
Damn.
Cassie's strapped in bed. Always.
Hey, I love that.
Yo.
That's my favorite,
She-
that was my favorite panel of the whole comic.
She was like, I wish a nigga would.
Yeah.
She said, "I got my 40 when I'm shitting on the toilet."
She's like, who
Always
is that?
Always strapped, even in the tub. Dog.
Yeah,
Carlos, first of all, the art in this was better than RPM's, but Carlos ain't look nothing like Carlos, dog. I was like, who is this man walking around the Astro Mega ship?
Bro. It didn't look a thing like him. Hang on, let me get to that panel because like
Carlos walking around the Astro Mega ship with everybody else got their space uniforms on, but Carlos got basketball shorts and a black T-shirt on.
they weren't even playing basketball in this comic. Hang on, let me get to this. Where is
Like,
it?
who is
No, he was
this
using a
dude?
punching.
What?
Oh, he was. He was working
Yeah,
out.
he was a
He was working out.
Oh, he was. He's-
okay.
Yo, they keep his accent in there. What's happening?
Oh yeah, they did. No, Draken. Quadro blaster power.
So, what do y'all think?
Oh,
What do y'all think TJ's fate is?
oh he's
Like-
dying in this moment. He could be saved, but he's dying as like.
My prediction is that the main team from the Power Rangers comic is gonna pop in and save him at the last second, and he's gonna join
Yeah.
them the
I hope
same
so.
way that Jen joined them earlier. So
Yeah.
Can they? Oh yeah, they're gonna teleport. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, wait, can they do that? Yeah, they can.
Either that or this
I'm
the
pretty
in-space
much
team's
thinking
gonna
the
find
same
him.
thing.
Yeah. I hope they find him. I don't want him to die, but right now he's dying.
Yeah,
there's no way he's gonna die.
I was-
I don't think he's dying though. I think
No.
because he put on the space mask.
No.
I mean, he
No.
put on-
Draken cut it.
I'll tell you right now. He cut it
Oh,
in
he
the
did?
panel before, and then there's
Ah.
a thing as he's just floating in space. You see the sound effect hiss like that.
Oh yeah.
So
oh yeah.
he's done. I thought that too at first. I was like, oh, he should be. I mean, he should be fine for a little bit, but his body's freezing, and
Well, he could morph. He could morph, and he could summon his little
Galaxy
skateboard,
glider.
space
Galaxy glider.
skateboard. Yeah.
if he could do it, if he could do it in time, look at his fingertips. He could barely even. Those
Oh,
are
man.
frozen, man.
So here's
Bro, they better, bro,
here's what I'm gonna say.
they better not.
If we don't see TJ in the next like actual MMPR issue, dead.
No, I would give it a little more time than
no,
that.
yeah.
Nope. The comics dropped if he did. So
Yeah, the comic big drop. Kyle Higgins ain't that
Low
though.
key.
It's pretty, but his fate is ambiguous, which is what I like because he could be saved.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, we still got Turbo TJ.
Yeah, and Andros
And I
and
forget
them,
Turbo
like,
TJ.
Andros and them are still all right. Like Dragon
Yeah.
didn't do nothing to them yet. Like he was
So-
choking out Andros, but he didn't hurt anybody. Like that one really ends on a cliffhanger because you don't even know what Dragon did that time, other than kick TJ out the window.
Yeah, I don't know where the other Rangers are either. Did they get like
Yeah.
teleported or something? Well, I actually don't. They
Where's
didn't get
Zoe?
teleported because they're still talking.
Yeah, they're all still in the ship talking.
But,
Wait, so what
I don't
what point in time do you think this specific like event takes
oh,
place at?
right after the premiere, probably, or maybe
yeah, it has to take place before Zane shows up.
yeah. But
Yeah,
I'd say it's
obviously.
very early in space because TJ's obviously very frustrated at the fact deep down inside he's still blue, even though he wants
Yeah.
some action, as he says.
I feel like that's the part that's out of character about TJ
Yeah.
because he didn't
didn't
care
care.
when he went. He didn't care when he went to Blue Ranger. He was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I'm blue now, whatever."
Again, this is like
even-
the epitome. This is like the representation of how the fans feel.
Vance, yeah,
Not
I like
even
that.
just that. Like he was talking about going on missions.
Yeah,
Hold on.
but TJ's never itching for missions. He's just always like
Go
the
ahead.
team player, I
he's
guess.
chilling.
Yeah, he's always chilling.
He's always chilling. All right. So, anything else about the in space part? What y'all hope happened to Carlos?
I think I think you know what I hope happens to Carlos.
No, Draco.
I'm hoping
please.
I'm hoping to see that panel in the future issue. No, but for real,
that's gonna be my Abby for years.
That will be my Abby proudly. But seriously, I hope TJ is able to be saved in time.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully.
Shout out to that In Space spinoff comic coming soon. Hopefully.
Or at least Billy saves him so he could like defrost him. Get his body temperature back up.
Okay, yeah, the TJ thing made me remember something. So we know Jason's supposed to come back. So the question is how? That we just completely skipped that because we know he's coming back as Gold Ranger, unless that's Trey.
No, that's Jason. They got a picture of
that's Jason.
One of the covers is Jason.
Yeah, that's Tyranno King.
I actually,
oh my god,
I actually want to talk about that cover towards the end because it's kind of interesting.
Talk about it right now, fam.
Well, we have Jason as the Gold Ranger already. I guess that that story, well, he was like almost kind of the main focus, so to say.
Yeah.
But what am I trying to get at? Like, I guess in the beginning when I saw those covers when they're first released, I thought like that those Rangers on the cover are going to be like some kind of like roster, some kind of like Shattered Grid team to like go in after Draken, but I don't think it's gonna. I feel like it's not like that because we have TJ dying in space as we speak, and we may never know what happens to him. They might not even follow up if like he gets saved or not. So
DJ's toast.
That's another, and he was another Ranger on that cover too. So
yeah,
it's interesting. But after that, none of the rest of the Rangers on that cover get focus. So it's all right.
It's fine. It's gonna be all right, man. Yeah. TJ will live.
I hope so.
All right. So to wrap it all up, we zoom in on the Romero shack.
Okay, hold on. Let me just say one thing.
Go ahead. I already know what it is. Go ahead.
Why did they give Brody a personality?
He has a personality.
They gave Brody emotions because Brody don't care about nothing. Nigga, I said it in the other podcast. Brody is always happy. He doesn't care what's going on.
It's funny because with all the other stories, like,
yeah,
I've never seen RPM. I've never seen Zeo. There's a lot of other Ranger seasons I've only ever seen parts of. And yet those parts of this annual still made me feel something about the members in the team, even if I wasn't familiar with the show. I got nothing from Ninja Steel. It's like, who are these people and why should I care about their stupid throwing stars?
That's how we feel about the show.
Let me tell you one flaw.
What's that?
First of all, they said Haley was the one that said he woke up in the middle of the night screaming. How the hell does she know that?
She's talking about Calvin.
Oh, I thought she was talking about Brody.
No, she's talking about Calvin because Calvin said he dreamt that Victor was the president.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought she was talking. I thought because they were talking because Brody was talking about Madame Odious and stuff like. I thought that was connected to that.
But it's just part of the joke because that's Ninja Steel.
Either way, she got to use Lion Fire armor. That's all that matters.
I knew you were gonna. I was waiting for you to say that.
And it's big. It's big whack because she's never gonna use it in the show. Unfortunately.
Oh! They also used the
cannon. The cannon.
Yeah.
Yep. They used the cockpit mode cannon. The Super Ninja Steel cannon or blaster, whatever it's called. I don't care.
Shout outs to Brody being an idiot. Why did he cut the red power star again?
I actually have something funny about his whole little dream sequence. How like Red Bot got destroyed and all that stuff, and all the Rangers got murked.
Yeah.
I just got a response. Eric Berry at Trekkie B47 says, "What if it's his dream like Troy's dream and the prediction of the future?" That's what it say.
Hopefully.
That'd be a pretty good future.
Hopefully.
I know, right? I hope they all die.
I don't know what y'all read the Ninja Steel part, right? I don't know what Brody was trying to do when he cut the power star.
That was really dumb. He just thought the prism was gonna. He thought the prism was just gonna pop up again.
Here's the thing. In a lot of Toku shows, and this goes for Power Rangers as well, a lot of power-ups come through Deus Ex Machinas because the like literal fact that you can be hot-blooded enough to pull power-ups out of your ass in this genre. Like that's something that just goes with superheroes in general. So it's sort of like he figured, well, if I do this really stupid thing, surely something good will come of it. And no, he just fucking breaks his throwing star.
In Ninja Steel, lightning doesn't strike twice, apparently.
Also, what is this? What is this weird garden? What is this? What is this weird garden he's in?
I don't know. It looks like it belongs to like Power Ranger Samurai.
I was like, yo, where's he at? What's these bonsai trees and the bridge and the pond?
It's a Zen garden, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are they lying to us in the comic book? This does not exist in the show.
Also, to note, this is the second time we see what the hell's his name? Brody's dad. Since the premiere of Super Ninja Steel. That's pretty sad.
John had me laughing because he said Brody's dad looked like Hank Hill in the comic book.
Yo, he does. Oh my god. So
Draken shows up,
yep.
washes Brody. The rest of the team shows up.
Washes Draken.
They wash Draken.
I wish they didn't wash Draken. That makes me angry.
I know. Hey man, at least he washed Brody, so that's fine.
I know, yeah.
He washed the leader, so technically he washed him.
Hey, at least Brody didn't say this is epic once. This freaking comic.
And he didn't say ninjas win or whatever. It's like,
yeah. I hope this is the only time we ever see the Ninja Steel Rangers because
no, they're coming. They're coming back, John, 5, because he has the red power star. He has a piece of it.
I know. Yep, he has a piece of it.
He probably gonna throw that shit away.
Can you imagine him trying to use that as part of like the powers that he's gaining for this?
Well, he's gonna melt it down to Super Ninja Steel, which is apparently rumored to be the strongest metal. It's supposed to be the strongest like metal in their universe, at least.
Vibranium.
Yeah.
Soon. Man, let's wrap this up so we can talk about Avengers.
Yeah, so long story short, Draken has a piece of Brody's power star and he's going to melt it down. The end.
Brody's a big dumb.
Exactly. To be continued in the following issues. Let's move on.
Even in the comics, Ninja Steel ruins everything.
Yep.
All right. So let's move on.
So to recap, he got two W's and 2 L's.
He came out pretty even.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take
it. Yeah. See, they didn't make anybody look bad. Anybody look too good.
Yeah.
Before we go on, what y'all think's next? Like, what's 27 now?
Yeah.
Well, In Space left off on a very, very clear cliffhanger. So just reiterating what I said earlier, I think the team is going to pop into the In Space dimension now, rescue TJ, and he's going to join their little motley
coalition.
Crew. Yeah.
Hopefully, because
they got Lauren.
Yeah, they got Lauren. They're gonna. I know at least some of them are. At least Jason's gonna go to Corinth with Lauren. But I hope that happens and the rest of the team could like split up, go somewhere else, and boom, save TJ.
Please save TJ.
We also have Go-Go.
They don't say TJ, bro. I'm sending death threats to Kyle Higgins.
I'm gonna start a hashtag right now. Save TJ.
Really.
Yeah, I'm gonna retweet it. All right, so let's move on to the MCU.
Hey.
Woo! Hey, the
moment you've all been waiting for.
Here.
We are here, yo. Y'all hype for Infinity War?
Oh, is that even a question? Oh my god.
Yo.
It's been 10 years.
It has been 10 years.
Iron Man literally came out when I graduated high school, and here I am now, like a
10 years older
grown woman with an actual job, paying my taxes, and we're getting Infinity War.
I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to this for many, many years.
Many millennias.
Yo, I heard
eons.
the reviews ain't good. I heard the reviews are trash.
Why do you care about reviews, bro?
At this point, like the reviews are being bought by Disney money, so who cares at all what they're saying?
They mean nothing. They mean nothing.
Who had bad reviews?
Nah, Infinity War, bro. It's trash, bro.
Oh my god.
Fuck out of here.
Am I back on CO? What's going on?
No, you're in the Legion of
I've only watched 2 reviews, like non-spoiler reviews.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all watched the Schmoes.
Nah.
I watched Black Nerd.
I'll watch it later.
Yeah, he keeps it real. I mean, he said he loved it. So
he said he's ugly,
and he is ugly. He said he loved it.
Well, he loved it.
Yeah, I heard ugly too.
Like-
So
I thought Carl called him ugly.
I love Black Nerd, man. He cool. Met him at Morphicon, like whatever that was. But
He's a Blue Ranger now.
He's a Power Ranger. Thank God.
he's not a Power Ranger until he watches all the seasons. But anyway,
Yeah. Hey, he's making an effort, unlike some other people.
I'm hearing good stuff about like Thanos' character, and
I heard this
It
is
is
more
not-
of a Thanos movie, which I guess
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
good.
It should
That makes
be.
sense. Yeah, it should be.
well,
And-
it's nice that they learned their lessons and actually have strong villains now
Right.
because
Yep.
that was
That was the
because
main
that
problem.
was they've had a good track record of that because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
Mhm.
really good main villain. Black Panther, really good villain. So I'm glad that they
I
they
am
managed to keep that
Killmonger.
pattern with Thanos. That'd be nice to see.
All right, so let's talk about what y'all talk about MCU. Like, who's your favorite superhero? Like, of all the heroes they got going right now in the universe, who's your favorite dude or dudette?
Okay. Why don't you start, Herb?
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna tell you
We'll go
niggas
down the
right
line.
now. I'm gonna tell you right now who it is. I don't know. It's
War Machine.
no, it's not War
'Cause he's
Machine.
black.
Yo, I can't stand War Machine.
Sorry, Black
dog.
Panther.
I can't
Okay,
look
if
at that
nobody
dude.
else is going to say, I'm going to start things off.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yours
say
wrong, man.
Iron Man.
Yep.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
I love Iron Man. Probably one because he's always upgrading. Two because he's really funny. Like he always got me cracking up, and he always on the up and up. Like he always like, yo, I got a new suit coming out, y'all. So be on the lookout. He like, like, oh no, I just love Iron Man. I could gush for days about Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man because
It's
that's
the
perfect casting.
I was just about to say that. It literally is perfect casting for him.
It
So
really
he's basically
is.
playing him. He's playing himself, basically.
He is.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Did you know? Have you noticed like in a bunch of scenes? This is how much I love Robert Downey as Iron
He
Man.
ad libs his
Did you-
lines.
He ad-libs his lines from not only that 5. Did you notice that in a lot of scenes he'll be eating snacks?
Yep. The
Because-
the blueberries in Avengers.
Yeah, because Robert Downey Jr. cannot go without eating snacks for a
That's
certain
good.
amount of
That's
time.
great.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you guys seen Ocean's 11?
Yeah. Yep.
Brad Pitt's character in like every single scene in that movie is always eating something. That's something I always remember about
That's
that
great.
movie. So it's funny to see Robert Downey
love it.
Jr. do the same thing.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like I love him as Iron Man, but I don't love the Iron Man movies. Like 1 is really good.
He's
2 and 3 are.
I think 2 got a really
Yeah.
bad rap when it originally came out because it was coming off of 1.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies that they constantly play on TV for whatever reason.
FX.
So I've seen I've
That's
seen
the
it a
movie.
few times, and I
Yeah.
actually
When the
think the
Soldiers on
second
right now.
one. I actually think Iron Man 2 is a pretty good movie. I actually like it better than Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
You're in the
So-
minority on that.
That's
I mean, it's not terrible.
not terrible.
I just rewatched like all of them except for Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther,
Mhm.
which I just didn't watch them because I didn't feel like it. And I just watched Thor Ragnarok like before I started my whole
Rewatch.
marathon or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like going to the movies to see Black Panther again because I saw it 3 times. But yeah, I mean, upon further review, Iron Man 2 isn't that awful. Iron Man 3, I think people get caught up with the Mandarin thing and just
Yeah,
kinda
No,
feel
I
that
they were
don't,
way.
really
even, I
in.
don't even care about that. I just don't really like a lot of the.
I like
to
it
me,
for-
it wasn't as interesting as the other ones. I don't know. It's been a while since.
I like it for Tony's character development because it's like, okay, what happens when you take away the suit? Like, what can he do? Who is he? He still figures out, how to get through whatever's going on.
Yeah.
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 Like he's really walking around with a gun.
Yeah.
Like he's Iron Man. He's got like a Glock.
Yeah. Who's your favorite? What you gonna say, bro?
No, so I personally don't see the flack for 2. I mean, I've seen it once, but even then, the little bit I remember, it was a lot better than 3. But again, 3 was a necessary movie for character development, so I can't shit talk it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite?
Who's next? Yeah.
I'll go.
Mine is Iron Man, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, cool. 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Pre.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pre.
Okay, my favorite's Ant-Man.
he
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
explain.
That's a good.
Because if it wasn't for Ant-Man, I'd be saying Hawkman for not Hawkman. Shit.
Hawkeye.
Wrong podcast. I'd be saying Hawkeye for the same reason that they, out of everybody on the team, they just feel like regular dudes who just happen to fall into all this shit and are trying to make it work.
I think Paul Rudd's casting as Scott Lang was perfect.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's
the entire
like-
movie, the
it's
entire
just him
movie
playing
was
himself.
perfectly cast.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Does anyone have any orange slices?
Yeah, oh my god.
I don't get that part. Explain that to me.
You said what?
I never understood that joke. Like,
Orange slices are used for people for pains. People say eat some orange slices for pain.
Oh, I didn't even. I actually never knew that.
Yeah, because of the vitamins. You know, the vitamins
Vitamin
in
C.
oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a very dorky joke.
Bro.
My turn.
Yeah.
Not Iron Man. Cap.
Cap.
Oh yes,
Cap.
definitely.
Yeah.
I knew you were a racist.
He loves Captain Mayo.
No, man, I like Cap. First of all, I think out of most of the characters, his was the ones that life progressively have gotten better. I enjoyed Captain America #1. Winter Soldier is still top 5, and Civil War is like my top 5 in general for MCU movies.
Hell yeah.
I saw an article the other day that actually put the first Avenger as the best Marvel movie in the series.
What? Ew.
And you know what? Like I would put Winter Soldier over
Winter Soldier is the best.
The first Captain America movie is, I think, one of the very few movies in the Marvel universe that I appreciate more every single time I rewatch it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the one that has definitely aged the best, apart from Winter Soldier, which is just flat out a great movie by any metrics.
That's true.
Yeah. Specifically for Cap's character, he's the type of person who I like. He's always questioning things, and he's not afraid to, stand out and do his own thing. Like, I'm looking forward to Nomad. What is it? Nomad Cap. Like, once he comes up on screen, I'm screaming. I don't care if I get kicked out.
I just wonder what he's been up to. Hopefully they say like what he's been up to when he appears.
Yeah. Get this man a shield.
Yo, Carl, do it.
Get this man shit. Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses.
That's a really good one. You sound just like that dude.
Damn. All right. So it's up to me now.
Cinco.
Whew. This is kind of hard because I've always, it's for me it's a tie between Iron Man and Cap. I know it's kind of cliche because I love Iron Man just like appearance wise, because who doesn't love iron suits that like shoot rockets and guns and all that stuff. And
I mean, we're all Toku nerds here, so we appreciate.
Exactly. But I did, and even Tony Stark has progressed a lot. He since his first appearance in the first movie, obviously, he was this eccentric playboy who you got the feeling he was like too out of control, didn't give a crap. But by the time we get to, I want to say Age of Ultron / Civil War, he's more of this like concerned individual now, so to say. Like he actually wants to play by the rules as opposed to like breaking them. And as for Cap, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say he got better. Like Tony got better after that black lady was like, "This is my son. He had a scholarship. He's dead now. Thanks a lot, idiots." And Tony was like, "Yo, that was our fault, man. We should have did better." Yeah.
And then even when he mentors Spider-Man too, I'm like, wow, he's really changed a lot because like
he genuinely realizes that he's screwed up.
Yep.
And he just more than anything desperately does not want Peter to make those same mistakes, but at the same time has no clue how to not make those mistakes because the only reason that he's become a better person is by screwing everything up.
Exactly.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
But don't do anything I would do.
There's a little gray area where you operate. Yeah, and so going on to Cap, he's also grown a lot as well.
Definitely.
He started out as this like I don't want to say all American hero, but he's always this person who's always wanted to do right by him or anybody else, and especially like
righteous man.
He is a righteous man.
It's really interesting because he has kept pretty much the same identical ideals and the same responsibility throughout all of his movies. But at the same time, the stakes and the costs of sticking to those ideals just keep escalating every single time. And you can see it by this point when he's got like the beard and everything and he's changed the suit for Infinity War, you can tell it's really starting to wear on him.
Yeah, and especially towards like the middle of Civil War too, like where he really like just like went against all the Avengers and pretty much went rogue. I was like, wow, he's really not like, he's definitely not going to change his ideals. That's a lot of respect too. But at the same time, you know, what are you doing, man? You're going against the law. But I have to say Winter Soldier is probably my favorite of the MCU movies. There was a point in college, like my last year in college, like every Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, I'd watch the Winter Soldier like repeatedly. I loved it that much.
Even outside of the MCU, it's just a really, really good movie.
Yeah, it is. It's just genuinely so good.
Yeah.
Because like,
you know what?
What's up?
No, I was gonna say I think the reason Winter Soldier did so good is because I don't think anybody was expecting that to happen. Like
it was the major turning point.
Yeah, it was like it's just gonna be a regular Cap movie.
Yeah.
I want to say I think it was did Winter Soldier come out before or after the first Avengers movie?
After.
Yeah. I think that's the thing is that people didn't really know where the Marvel universe would be going. It's like, oh, did they blow their load with Avengers and how can they possibly top this? And Winter Soldier was the one point I think where they showed that they did actually know where these characters were going, that they had a plan and that they could execute it. And past that point, I think Marvel and Disney could get away with literally anything. If they could do that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, like I honestly I can't even explain like why I love Winter Soldier so much. I think it's mainly because of the Hydra twist. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And the action in that is so good.
Oh, it's wonderful.
When Cap fights what's his name? The hell's his name?
Batroc at the beginning.
Yeah, Batroc. That was such a good fight. Oh my god! I was about to say the entire scene with him like storming through that ship at the very beginning. Oh
and
yeah.
I have an issue with that fight. Everybody made the Metal Gear Solid 2 jokes, but they fit because like that literally is him running a speed run of doing everything just as fast and efficient as possible and destroying around the ship and knocking people overboard. It was perfect.
Yeah. Or
when with that fight.
What's up?
What's that called?
Like this is the guy with the kicks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Batroc the Leaper.
So I'm like, my issue doesn't happen until after the movie, until he fights Ultron. I'm like, why is he struggling with this regular human guy and then he goes out and fights Ultron? He kind of holds his own with Ultron. But it like took him a whole like 10 minutes to beat up this one guy.
Well, I mean, in the comics, Batroc is one of his recurring enemies, and usually the explanation is just that he's really fucking good at fighting.
He's tough. He's pretty tough.
He's really good.
Yeah,
I feel ashamed I forgot Batroc's name. It's just like, damn, who the hell was the first guy in the beginning?
So what y'all think about like Thor and all the rest of the guys we talked about? We gushed about Iron Man and Cap. Y'all don't like Thor, man. Y'all don't like.
I like Ant-Man a lot.
The issue with Thor is that there's a lot of potential for that the movies never capitalized in, and I'm going to say my one hot take for the evening of that I think Ragnarok's overrated.
Teleporting location and
it's definitely the best of the Thor movies, but like I'm sitting here looking at my collection of Walt Simonson's Thor runs sitting on my shelf, and none of the Thor movies have come close to balancing the Earth side and the Asgard side of Thor's legacy in the comics like that run. And they name dropped a whole bunch of stuff from it all the time. And they never managed to capitalize it on a way that makes it interesting.
But Ragnarok was good.
Ragnarok was good in parts, but it feels like, I don't know, it doesn't even really feel like Thor's story until the very end of it when they do the whole story. It just feels like a wacky road trip for like the first half, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
But it was a fun movie, right?
It's not really a Thor movie. There's like a whole theme of like leadership and the responsibility of power and stuff that they don't really tie in well to the movie until literally like the last half hour of it.
Look,
Bro's so frustrated.
Okay, listen. Y'all might hate me, but I can't say I don't agree with Pre. Like Ragnarok.
Come on,
Ragnarok is not a bad movie, but let's be honest here, dude.
Let's keep it a stack.
Thor and Hulk, literally that combo is why it's good. If Hulk was not in that movie,
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Oh, you're right. Now I'm mad because now I'm starting to agree. No, I like Ragnarok.
No, I never said it was a bad movie. I think it's a really fun movie. I don't think it's a good exhibition of Thor until, like I said, the last half hour.
Oh,
the last half hour is freaking amazing. Don't get me wrong, but the rest of the movie feels really disconnected.
Shout out to Mark Ruffalo for being the funniest character in that movie.
He was.
Jeff Goldblum? So you think he's funnier than Jeff Goldblum?
Yes.
I didn't mind Jeff Goldblum.
I forgot Jeff Goldblum was in the movie until you just said it.
What?
How did you get the Grandmaster?
Yeah, he was.
All I remember is that he tased that dude.
With the milk stick, dude.
Yeah.
All I remember is that he kept calling Thor the wrong name and he melted that dude.
Lord of Thunder.
I know him. I know that guy.
I like Scourge in the beginning when he had his AK-47s. Oh, these are my This and Troy. I got it from Texas.
Together they destroy. Yo, sorry, enough about Thor because we're talking about Ragnarok and now I'm sad because that movie was only good because Hulk was in it.
Also, dude, it's the third Thor movie. It had to be good. There's no way you can have a shit trilogy. No way. That's why but to be good.
That's why when Pre said like it's a bunch of untapped potential, I said and it never will.
They're not doing another Thor movie.
He's quitting after this. That's that bull.
Half of them are quitting.
Yeah,
I think it's easier because I don't know what's going to happen after Infinity War. I'm not going to make any bets as to who's going to live, who's going to die, etc. Whatever.
It could be anybody.
I think at this point, with him taking, spoiler alert for Ragnarok at this point, I think it's easier to write him out of the main Avengers lineup with how they ended Ragnarok, with him taking the place of Odin.
Ain't Asgard gone?
Because now they have an explanation for why he's not hanging around with the Avengers or getting involved with all this stuff because he's got his own shit to do. He's running what's left of Asgard.
I don't want to sidetrack, but my prediction for Infinity War is that the Asgardian ship, that they're goners.
Oh yeah, Thanos is gonna wash them.
I know for a fact that's gonna happen. But as for Thor and Loki, I think Loki might die. I think.
Did you guys ever see the leaked trailer for Infinity War? Like
from Comic-Con?
Comic-Con?
Yeah, I did.
And how like Thor landed on the
Tesseract.
Thor landed on the Guardians ship.
Yeah.
And Rocket was like, turn the wipers on, get it off.
Yep.
Wipers, get it off. Yeah, I'm ready for that part. Yeah.
I know, me too.
Yeah, all those other people are probably dead except Loki. And
probably.
Hulk. And damn, is Valkyrie dead? Shit.
I feel what?
The Valkyrie.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Oh no, not light skin.
I hope she survives.
The trailer or nothing.
I think she's supposed to be in it.
Damn.
No, not Redbone.
That's Janelle Monáe's girlfriend.
I feel like I feel like Loki might die. Like once Thanos gets the
you know
Tesseract.
what, he might. I can see that now.
Loki and his forehead are out of here
because he's failed Thanos like many times.
Oh
yeah, it's like, bro, you was supposed to bring me this shit like 6 years ago. Nigga, like,
exactly. You just been playing around all these years. Done for.
He was literally pretending to be Odin on Asgard for like God knows how long.
3 years. 4 years. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so man, do y'all like Little Spider-Man?
Yes,
Spider-Man
I did.
Jr.?
I actually really did like Homecoming a lot, and I say that as somebody who's not typically a fan of Spider-Man that much.
Oh my God,
Spider-Man.
Yeah. No, I mean Spider-Man's okay. It's just I don't really care about the lore or the history of the character as much as some other people, because I know some people who are really super into Spider-Man.
You don't care about the polka dot?
Oh, you mean the Spot?
The Spot. Why I call it polka dot? The Spot.
The fact that I still knew who you were talking about.
Because he's the dumbest.
No, he actually has one of the coolest powers, but they never let him use it in interesting ways in the comics.
That's
for,
why
like,
he's
two
the
different
dumbest. That's why he's the dumbest.
No, he's not like Kite Man.
Yo, I got hype. The reason why he's fresh on my mind is because I read an article today and it said in Homecoming 2, Spider-Man's gonna fight a villain that takes him all over the world. And I was like, the Spot. He's gonna be teleporting.
Honestly, I wish it would. That would be amazing.
But I like MCU Spider-Man. It's a actual teenage Spider-Man.
Spidey Chan.
Yeah.
For being a Brit, Tom Holland does a really convincing American accent.
Can we get an American as Spider-Man one day?
Can we get American in the MCU to begin with? We've got an Australian playing Thor. We've got a British dude playing Manhattan Knight.
We got a drunk playing Iron Man.
We've got another Brit playing another guy from New York City with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yo, who is Ned?
He was originally a villain, I remember. But they made him Spidey's. Yeah, he was a villain.
I thought it was supposed to be Gank, like that kid from Ganky, that kid from Ultimate. But then he's like Ned. I'm like, who's Ned?
Hang on, I forget what villain he was.
Is he the guy in the wheelchair?
No, what is... Stop.
You're speaking of
Ned Leeds. He was supposed to be a hobgoblin.
We gonna have a fat hobgoblin?
What?
That's gonna be awesome.
He was one of the hobgoblin's identities. One of like the many people.
Yo, Ned is the hobgoblin, dog.
Oh my gosh, I would love for them to do that hobgoblin plot with him.
I was wondering who Ned was.
That'd be amazing.
Because I remember, I was like, I know that name somewhere. But I'm not really a huge fan of like Hobgoblin. That's like my favorite villain or anything for Spider-Man.
Dude.
A couple. It was either last year or a couple years back. They did a really fun subplot with him where he tried to start up like his villain franchise.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Get the Hobgoblin T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about that glorious day when Marvel made the announcement that Spider-Man was coming home, and the entire TL was like having a huge party for like
Twitter
2 hours
broke.
straight?
Twitter
it was
broke,
weird.
Man.
It was weird, man. And now the same thing might happen for X-Men. Like, hopefully.
And I also give a similar amount of shits about the X-Men, which is
my God,
0.
Free is killing me over here. Free stabbing me.
Look, I am not a Marvel fan traditionally. Like, Thor and Captain America are the 2 comics that I actually care about in the Marvel universe, and Daredevil, but I don't care about the TV shows.
Yeah.
But
she likes Do-Rag Man, but not the X-Men.
Like the rumors coming out now about a Moon Knight series or a movie potentially coming, like simultaneously have me terrified and really excited because I fucking love Moon Knight.
Yo, Moon Knight movie or Moon Knight Netflix series?
I've heard rumors of a movie. Wait, was it Netflix? I thought the rumors were for a movie.
I'm gonna be moon sleep watching that show if it's on. If it's
at least Punisher was good.
Punisher was big raw.
Yeah.
Remember when we can talk about that too. We can talk about that.
My point was I'm not that. My point was that I'm not that much of a Marvel fan. I'm a DC fan, die-hard DC fan.
Hey.
Too bad your cinematic universe sucks.
But our comics are good.
The comics are good.
Let's talk about
about
how none of the Netflix characters will be in the movie.
They will not.
They don't need to be. It's cool.
Yeah, they don't really need to be. That's like more of like a last resort, I feel like. But even they can't do anything. They can't do much.
I'm sad.
Find it. Daredevil blind ass gonna be out there looking for the Infinity Stones. Come on now.
Daredevil cannot beat Thanos.
I want Jessica Jones fighting freaking Thanos, man.
Yeah, with her unwiped bottom.
You know what we haven't talked about yet? Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was next.
Oh, what? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Who?
We're getting there.
The Guardians.
The Guardians.
We can talk more about Netflix then.
Don't you love Peter Quill and his homies?
Hell yeah.
Don't you love Rocket Raccoon?
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't die.
I miss the old group.
I know.
Then now they got Teenage Angst Group.
Yeah,
Baby Group was cool for selling toys and shit, but and Teenage Group, I feel like Teenage Group is like not gonna give a fuck the whole time.
That's why I have Teenage Groot now.
Was he playing a Nintendo Switch in the trailer?
Something like that, and then he curses at Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. Yeah,
That was the
pre made
end
it.
scene for what's it called?
Yeah,
Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Oh, Guardians 2. Pre made a good point about Guardians 2, where like Baby Groot, like you said, Carl, Baby Groot is like that's their cash cow right there, because
I
that
hate
is-
Baby
he
Groot.
ruins the the opening credits of the movie.
Well,
Oh yeah, he
'cause
did.
They tried to do a whole funny gag with him dancing in front of the camera while this big fight was going on in the background. I'm like, let me see the fight.
That's
I
the
want to watch
joke.
that.
Did you guys
But
like?
I still want to see the fight.
Did you guys like Guardians 2 overall?
I know
No.
I didn't.
I
No.
did not. I personally did not like. I don't
Really?
know. I felt like I don't know.
fell asleep.
Halfway through, I just started falling asleep. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
It's weird because I really appreciate how they scaled a lot of stuff up. I feel like the stakes, the personal stake in the actual fight was really, really well done, and it felt like
I
my
did
main complaint
like
about
the final
Ragnarok.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah. My main complaint about Ragnarok was that the main themes that they tried to present for the last arc of the movie weren't really present in the rest of the movie. That was not the case with Guardians. Like, they specifically built up that sort of theme of relationships and human connections between all the team members and found family. They hammered that hard through everybody's arc in that movie. The only thing that didn't scale up was the sense of humor, which is a shame because that's what everybody remembers from the first movie.
Right. That's a big thing for Guardians. But yeah, I watched it twice and I found myself just always like falling asleep halfway through. But then like towards the end with the big battle between egos and all of them.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy.
Ego the Living Planet is in a movie and everybody calls it whack. I'm like, yo.
Nah, man.
I'm big sad.
Good.
And the Space Dog was in it.
Huh?
And the Space Dog was in it. Or was he in the first one? I don't know. Forget it. I like Guardians too.
When Yondu told Peter, he may be your father, but he ain't your daddy. Is that how the line goes?
It's something like that.
Something like that, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the actual line.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to sound stupid.
That movie just felt like one. Was it? How many hours was it?
Well, I feel like it was long.
It was just filler. It just felt like I just went to the movie to watch filler.
It felt like an update to what the Guardians are doing.
The first half of it felt like filler, but as soon as they get to Ego and his planet, like that's when I felt it really took off. Because before that it felt slow, and then after that I felt it was paced pretty well.
I like how they de-aged Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Like 30 years in the past. I was like, wow, that looks exactly like how he looked in the 80s.
Yo, that was kind of scary.
It looked exactly how he looks like in the 80s.
They did the same thing in Civil War. Remember with
Robert Downey Jr. Yeah,
they made him to a 14-year-old dog. That was super wild.
Nah, he was old. He was like 20.
He looked mad young, so he had baby face syndrome.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of that. Like, you can tell like they edited that. Nah, it was bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shut up, bro.
No, it was bad.
I'm just kidding.
No, but what they do with Kurt Russell, man, I was really impressed. Because I've seen some Kurt Russell movies from the 80s, and I was like, that looks exactly like him.
Like him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all like Stephen Strange with his broken hands?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He's basically Iron Man.
But with magic.
Yep. Yeah, he acts exactly like him.
He had the funniest scene in Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say, that Doctor Strange in Ragnarok was way better than his entire movie.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now I will say that I have a lot of issues with the Doctor Strange movie. Mainly because I feel like it doesn't really examine itself too well in terms of like how Doctor Strange becomes a hero. It just feels like it happens. That being said, the showdown with Dormammu at the end of it, where he keeps rewinding time to like piss him off.
I've come to bargain.
That is completely 100% something he would have done in the comics, and it's perfect.
Dude,
Doctor Strange is in my top for movies. I really enjoyed it.
Damn,
it is.
I wouldn't put that in my top, but I enjoyed it. Oh, okay. I really enjoyed it when I saw it in theaters, but I wouldn't say it's my top. I wonder how Thanos is going to get the time stone, though.
Where is it?
It's with
Doctor Strange has it. It's in Agamotto.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He wears it around his neck.
That's why he's able to go back in time and tell Dormammu he's there to make a bargain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the one stone we haven't seen is the Soul Stone.
Yeah,
it's in Wakanda.
You think so?
Everybody thinks it's in Wakanda.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's
one of my friends.
Yeah.
One of my friends had this theory that like that's kind of what makes the heart-shaped herbs grow.
Yep.
Oh,
like,
that's a good idea.
You know how they can
that's actually
drink the stuff
interesting.
and they go to the they can see the ancestral plane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Soul
That's
Stone.
what I was
like
going to
that
say.
idea.
That's what I was going to say.
Wow.
That's what I was going to say.
We already know
like,
Wakanda's going to get washed anyway, so I might as well.
Oh no, not Africa.
Yeah, Wakanda for a few more days.
Bro, social
A
justice
few more hours
Twitter's
now.
gonna be big mad.
They're going to be big mad at this
Because they don't
movie
understand the
happens.
comics.
Yeah.
What Thanos destroying Wakanda says about my feelings toward Africa.
Thanos is a colonizer.
The ultimate colonizer.
Oh my god.
Man. So who y'all think making it out of this? Nobody.
I don't know, man. I don't think anybody's going to make it out alive.
I keep asking that because
well,
I
like I
really
said,
want to know.
See, because this is interesting because if this was a comic, then I wouldn't be making bets because everybody's going to be coming back to life anyways. But this is weird talking about the movies because we're also speculating about people's contracts expiring.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we genuinely don't know how they're going to handle this. Are they going to kill people off if they can't appear in any more movies? Are they going to try and replace the characters? I have this is uncharted territory for the first time since they did the first Avengers movie, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much I can speculate about it.
I think ScarJo is out of here, cuz.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so because I really don't want a Black Widow movie. I don't know why people are asking for that.
It's in development, so it's
Yeah,
out.
I heard it is, but I don't know. I'm not too interested in that.
I mentioned earlier, I don't think they're going to kill Thor, but I think he's not going to be a member of the Avengers at this point because if Chris Hemsworth is not going to be appearing anymore, they'll probably have him off doing whatever High Father stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, man. I'm nervous.
Black Nerd said, "Whatever theories you have, just throw them out the window."
I don't care. I don't care what he says, to be honest. Yeah. He's not going to dictate my opinion.
Well, I'm saying he's seen it.
I don't care if he's. I know he's seen it. I don't care.
You know.
5 said he's holding on to his theories. He doesn't care what nobody says.
I don't care, man. God.
You're right.
I might be right on some things at least, so I can rub it in that black man's face.
Time out. Wait a minute.
You know that thing is gonna. As for the contracts,
almost fell out my chair.
I'm sorry. That was a little extreme. I'm sorry.
No, man, it's cool. That's what we do here.
I know some of the contracts are up. Yeah, we know that the main Avengers, but I think just to help set up, the next phase, I think maybe some of them will come back, but just for cameos. Like they won't sign a contract, but like they'll come on. Hey, I'll do this one thing just to help out because I don't see a future where
they're probably Paul Walker, half of the Avengers.
Oh Jesus!
No, I mean the cameos count as part of the contracts, I believe. I mean, and there's Avengers 4 comes out literally next year. Yep. So, and I think this movie's gonna be a cliffhanger. Like, it has to be set up perfectly because
because there's part 2. Yeah.
Because all right, so the next MCU movie is what Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it says
it is.
Captain Marvel is after that.
Yeah,
and Captain Marvel takes place in the night. So it's like the perfect setup for them to be like, oh yeah, we killed your favorite. Oh, you got to sit through 2 movies to find out what happened.
I heard about something about Captain Marvel, but I don't know. I don't want to say because it actually might end up being true.
Hey man, as long as Sam Jackson come back, I'm happy.
It involves Sam Jackson.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I don't want to say nothing after that because I don't know. Like I haven't seen all of Infinity War, obviously, so who knows?
Yeah.
But there is a
scene apparently about 9:00.
Yeah, me too, buddy. I'm seeing it tomorrow night at 7.
I'm seeing it at 6.
Oh.
10:30 at night. Because that's the only one.
I was not playing any games with this movie, man.
Yeah,
man.
IMAX. Watch it tonight when I download it illegally.
IMAX 3D, baby.
Bro, you
I
download
was
that shit, and Walt Disney be at your door in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Take me to jail. Throw away the key.
They'll put you in the raft, buddy.
I saw Infinity War. It was worth it.
Oh man,
Are we all done here?
I think we are.
Homies.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, so
Talked about
that
a
was
lot
fun.
of stuff. Yeah,
we did talk about my mouth dumb dry. And on that note, Legion out.